Hey, what's up, people? Peace be with you, people. Thought I'd just shoot out a live. I'm taking an unexpected day off of training today. I was planning on working out, and I've been working out for so many days, and I gained so much weight off my high carb diet, lean weight, that I'm just like hitting this sort of place where my body's going, dude, it's time to rest and grow. So that's where we're at today. Wasn't expecting any traffic to come through here, so we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to like leave the lines of communication open. I noticed that there were a lot of subs that were asking questions, and I'm always like training and busy, and so I wanted to take the time to set aside. If there are people who obviously follow my live streams when I'm working out, when I'm walking, and I don't always have the time to. I don't ever have the time. Like I'm really polarized in my focus. And so when I'm focusing on answering questions, I try to do that to the best of my ability, and I need to start doing that more often, actually. So we'll give it another minute or two, and then say I attempted, and then down the road we'll do it again. We'll try to do this regularly, no matter what. Whether people show up or not, we'll just try to do this as a regular um, part of the channel. I could bullshit and just make stuff up like I have, but I'm pretty good with everything. I feel very content, and I think that's largely to do with my diet and where I'm at right now. Hello, where I switched over from carnivore to a high carbohydrate intake glycolysis based nutrition plan, and it's been an extreme and dramatic change. I haven't gained any fat, but I gained about 15 pounds of what I would say is just glycogen loading and water weight. And it's helped me with my training, it's helped me with my outlook, and I plan on gear shifting between these modalities like I had in the past. Used to be a nutrition and wellness counselor, so I would counsel people on this, but I never had that sort of turbulence where I just hung on to body fat and weight until I got older and I was no longer exercising, and I found myself grappling with the same types of things that a lot of my clients came to me about, and I finally had that daunting moment where it was like, okay, I understand entirely where they're coming from. But shoot some questions at me, because I don't oftentimes interact with people on live streams, because I'm just kind of like unipolar or syllogistic in my thought process, where I'm just, hello, Rijan. Reagan or Rijan? You don't have to try and spell it phonetically. Just want to make sure I'm getting it right. Hello, how you doing? Salutations, good day, fellow human. I hope other people are treating you well, and bless you in your journeys, my friend. Yeah, any interactions, any questions? I thought I'd just give it 5 minutes, and whether or not I get much of an audience going on here, or an interaction rather, I'm going to keep trying to do these on a regular basis. I'm really trying to ramp up what I'm putting out, not only just on my channel, but in everyday life, and come with more vigor and more pronounced power, but not in the sense of like hubris or temerity, just the type of power that is radiation resonant to the totality of working with the field and trying to better the field and the things that I'm doing operationally, specifically in my own modality, in my own work. That is what I'm eating, what I'm focusing on, what I'm learning, what I'm teaching. Sounds pretty boring, right? So there's 5 minutes. Yeah, unless I get some sort of interactions. I know that there's a lot of people who follow my live streams when I'm walking, and I got to say, I'm more intellectual and meandering during those times just because I have the blood flow going through my head. I'm contemplating spiritual, religious, theological themes. But as I kind of sit down and just chill out and relax, my mind is more expansive and I'm more, I always want to like connect with people and figure out how they're doing whatever it is that works in their lives or doesn't work, and why it works, why it doesn't work. Um, I guess from a more sports psychology point of view, right? And I understand that a lot of people, especially on my channels internationally, they don't speak English, or I don't speak their language rather. And so I think that's really cool that on esoteric principles of light.blogspot.com, where we got over 500,000 views worldwide, most of the time the US charts in 6th to 8th place. In other words, I'll see the major viewers from places like Singapore or United Emirates, other places around the world where they can look at what I'm. Jay Smith, how you doing, man? Why would I be lucky that you're not near me? Yeah, answer me that, Bugs Bunny. You like to talk shit? It's probably the other way around, I can say that, Jay. People like conflict. I'm always ready for it, man. Anyway, you better go on my channel and take a close look at me before you start talking shit, man. Because I could probably put you on your ass in about 2 seconds. Anyway, peace and love be with you. Stay positive, and if you gotta wreck some people on the way, one person in 100 is gonna throw everything off. And to deal with that, a lot of times they become your best students just by putting them on their fucking ass. Throw them down by the throat, boom, right? They're on the ground. What are you gonna do? Got you by the jugular. Press out a little bit. There's that vein right there. They start to get a little queasy and pass out. They look at you. If they get one wrong move, boom, right there at the vagus nerve. They're looking at you like you're gonna kill them, and no, you're not gonna kill them. You're gonna love them. Get up, man. Come on, get up. Let's go. Let's go run a mile now. That's the type of physical training that people need to understand. Okay? That back in the day, your uncle, when people call me Unc, big brother, that type of face-to-face camaraderie, where it's kind of like you get past the entropy, you get past the refraction zone, and you start to interact with each other, and then you're like, you're alive, I'm alive, we have the same goal. Now stop trying to work antithetical to me, because if you push back hard enough, right, it's the law of reciprocation. And then there's only love, man. And that's what families don't have these days. There's no clear mentorship. And sometimes love is tough love. It's knowing how to elevate somebody, and sometimes breaking down the falsity in yourself and them is a given. But you haven't said anything since, hence, Jay. So obviously you're like Daffy Duck sitting in your mom's basement, but it doesn't make you powerless, and it doesn't make you worthless. But a lot of people haven't realized their own power and their own radiation, their own resonance of their own true selves. And that's what's important, is to bring that out. So I do live streams every now and then just to see where your head's at and how I'm going to deal with you. And it's always the same. It's always kata. It's always to train. It's always to come back to the fundamental basis and say, we're both learning, but because I'm an old G, an OG, and I've been around the block many times, maybe I could teach you a thing or two. And in the process, maybe we'll both learn a little something, right? So mentorship is very important. But a lot of times when you just see somebody as a standalone, you don't really know the quality of the ingredients that they can offer when they're around other people, right? So I was a master trainer, a master motivator, and used to train well over 2,000 sessions every single year. Had people from all around the world as clients, and trained people from every scope, every arena around the Palo Alto area, Pasadena, Monterey Bay, mainly in California, and a lot of athletes around the Stanford campus, from football players, baseball players, people riding in dressage, swimmers, tennis, you name it. Looking at the biomechanics, seeing the kinesiology, and being able to put that together into a program was something that I did for years, and then being able to match and marry the perfect diet. That is a skill, that is an art. And in my opinion, that's what you have to come back down to fundamentally to understand how human behavior works, and how deviant behavior works, and how psychology works, and how you can straighten not only yourself out, but the people around you can benefit from that guidance. So I'm here to learn, here to guide. All right, well, we're going to get rolling. We're right around the 13-minute mark. I'm not trying to scare people away, but you got to understand, you come at me, you better come at me with something, because I'm not someone who backs down, especially with idle threats or pressures. That only brings my personality up. Your weakness only elevates my strength, right? And I can see through you. And transparency is important, because in transparency there is love, and love does exist, and purity exists, and principles exist. So if you're going to walk with anything, I want you to walk with that, okay? And know that you're loved, but love isn't just some sort of ridiculous notion where you go to the mall together and break out an unlimited credit card and spend insurmountable amounts of money and feel dull and void at the end of the day. You know, love is an energy exchange, and you get something from who I am, and I get something from who you are, and we go on the journey, and a few miles down the road, even though we didn't know each other too well, we both regard, man, I kind of miss that dude.